Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to another video. If you guys subscribed to my channel before, thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate you guys, especially knowing that you've watched my previous videos then, and we all know that I am definitely not going to win the Oscar or the Academy Award for Best Performance. But I am having so much fun, and I hope this motivates some of you guys out there to start your own channels. I would love to see small channels grow. I feel like a lot of these big channels are starting to move away from a lot of the real importances of gun ownership. So if you guys are new to the channel, thank you, welcome. And here we discuss faith, freedom, and firearms. I am definitely going to start putting some fitness into it because I do believe that fitness helps you in those three categories. Also, before we start the video, I want to say Jesus is King of Kings. He is our Lord and Savior. And with him in your life, everything is possible. So with that to the side, you guys are here because you probably asked yourself the same question. Should you guys out there own a gun or guns? Video is really not going to be that long because the only one that can answer that is you guys out there, right? That is not something that I believe that you can search on YouTube, even though I really appreciate you guys checking out my video. I just want to be truthful with you guys. It's not something you're going to search on Google or because your buddy shoots, hey, bud, you think I should own a gun? Me being a gun owner and understanding gun ownership and understanding the person that I am, I believe, yes, I say all of you guys out there, if you are a law-abiding citizen and you are morally a good person, you should be able to have the right to defend yourself. I believe that the God-given right to defend yourself against evil is not part of the Second Amendment. I believe that is a God-given right. Me as a man, as a father, as the protector, I feel like it is my duty to be able to defend my loved ones and make them feel comfortable and protected by me, right? So all the tools and all the resources that I can have that I can use to be able to accomplish those goals, for me, that is one of the reasons why I got into the whole gun ownership thing. But in reality, I had to let a couple minutes of the video go by so I can be myself, put some common sense out there, and let you guys be the ones to judge. And again, it is a question I believe you need to ask yourself. Why? All this anti-gun, all this push to get rid of guns and whatever the case may be. I don't want to get into the politics of it right now. I am telling you, that is a load of bullshit. I will never give up my guns. I hope you guys never give up your guns either. And I truly mean that. I will never give up my guns because I know why they want to take away our guns, right? And I think you guys out there, especially in the last week, have seen the evils that are in the world. And why would you want to give up the one tool that levels the playing field? And here goes the thing, guys. Don't be that person. When I used to work at Bass Pro Shop, I met hundreds, if not thousands of people that were purchasing firearms, going home, one box of ammo, put it in the closet, put it under the bed, store it in the closet, maybe go to the range once a year with their buddy, and they felt they were set. And I think that you're more of a liability to yourself and to your loved ones. And if you carry that firearm outside in public into the world, you are a liability to everyone else. It is a huge responsibility. So I want you guys to know that, especially if you EDC and conceal carry, especially if you have those firearms at home with your family here, right? With your children, it is a big responsibility. It can be fun. To me, it started as wanting to protect myself and my loved ones. It turned into a passion, into a hobby. It can be fun, but it has to be safe. That's why I tell everyone, get training, start with the basics. I teach a couple of people basic introduction to handguns, to rifle. We go over just basic gun knowledge. If you start with the basics and you master those, it will always be safe, because when it is not safe, gun ownership will not be fun. Trust me, it is not something that you can just fall down and get up from. There are times you will fall and you will definitely not get up. So that is just something to take into consideration, right? Am I willing to not only purchase this firearm, but am I willing to get the right training and knowledge that I need to be able to master this tool for what it is used, right? So whether you're getting it for self-defense, for hunting, for competition, we know that you are responsible for every bullet that comes out of your gun. So that is shot accountability. That is something else that you have to take into consideration. And you have to, like, here's the whole thing. So to me, these fucking retards that say that the gun went out and is the problem and it did the shooting, the gun didn't fucking get in the car and didn't drive itself to a school or drive itself to a church when people were worshiping, or the gun doesn't drive all the way to Chicago or all the way to Newark, right, in Jersey, or Elizabeth, where I'm from, and start gang banging and start just shooting people and robbing people and shooting people during their worship, or shooting innocent kids while they're in school, just trying to get a fucking education. Yeah, gun doesn't do that. Gun sits there, right? It's a piece of metal. It is a polymer. It is aluminum. It will fucking rust and decay throughout time if you just let it be. But it does become an extension of who you are. So why do you have to ask yourself those questions? Because of that simple fact, right? I heard a pastor about 2 weeks ago say that give a person money, and once it touches his hands, he will show his true heart. And that shit to me was like common sense. Like, yes, that's the same thing as when you put a firearm in someone's hand. That gun becomes an extension of who that person is. And that's why I say you guys need to pray. You need to look in the mirror and ask yourself those tough questions. Am I angry? Am I depressed? Am I responsible? Am I everything? Am I willing to get the training and the knowledge needed to be able to do this thing? Because like I said, again, just owning the gun will not help you, right? Get put in a high stress situation. You got a gun, you put it under the bed, somebody breaks into your house, you're waking up in the middle of the night, you hear footsteps, you hear somebody in your house. When you wake up, you're still trying to process certain things, right? Now your heart's racing because you see your wife in bed, your kid's probably in the other room. You probably won't even fucking remember that you have a gun underneath your bed. But I'll tell you what you will remember. If you remember to train, if you remember to dry fire, if you remember you're staging your gun in certain areas in your house, right? Like I'll stage certain guns throughout my house. I'm not just staging them so they can look fucking pretty and I just stare at them. I'm staging them with the intentions to train with them from that position right there to get to my firearm, because that's what they are there for. I have guns that are used for various different things because I am a hobbyist and an enthusiast, I believe, now in my journey with guns. But I also have tools that I train with and I respect a lot. I do a lot of praying. I pray every night and every day that I never have to take a life, never get put in a situation to have to take a life. To me, that is the most important thing, but I will not be oblivious to what's going on. I will not be that guy that, I'll leave it up to the cops. When they get here, they'll take care of the situation. Exactly that. The situation already happened. They are there to assist or to write a fucking report for something that just happened. You are the first line of defense. That's why I said God-given right. You have the right to protect yourself and loved ones against evil. If you're a good person, you know that if you had to stop a threat, right, with your firearm or with any tool that you carry on you, you know deep down inside that that was the last resort. That was you trying to walk away, you trying to de-escalate the situation, you trying to use other resources, whatever the case may be. To me, that's why I carry multiple resources, so I can exhaust those before I get to my gun. But if I have to get to my gun first and bypass all those resources, it's because I truly am in a position where I fear for my life or for my loved ones, and I will do anything for them to be able to stop that threat. That's that. Then the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is really important to me, guys. And if you guys definitely get into firearms or are into firearms already, continue to protect that right. Continue to protect those guns, because that now is a part of this great nation. It is a well-regulated militia for the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And that really just goes to say it is protection against a tyrannical government. And whether that be foreign or domestic, we all know governments can get tyrannical. Let's be honest and realistic. Some governments are already getting tyrannical. So that is what the Second Amendment is for. Now, the decision of owning a firearm, that's really up to you guys. That is something that you guys need to ask yourself. Like I said, I don't think anyone can give you that answer. I can't tell you what kind of person you are deep down inside. And that's why I said, ask tough questions. Am I angry? Am I depressed? Have I gone through a situation that is going to make me act or feel a certain way? Because for me, firearms actually changed me. I went from being real short fused and hot headed into being pretty chill, pretty relaxed to some extent. Just not, you're not going to even know I have a gun unless I told you I had my gun on me, right? So, and I do know how to defend myself without having to use my firearms, whether it be with my actions, my words, or my hands. I still have a lot of resources to help me with all that. If you guys are going through a certain situation, that's what you need to ask yourself as well. Unfortunately, I lost a child in the past. That is just something that I will share with you guys. It is something that I have to live with. And that was when I asked myself again, should I own a firearm? I was depressed. I was at the lowest point of my life. I hope nobody out there ever has to go through all that, but I'm sharing it because even in that moment, even it was like a year of just being in some really bad mindset and things like that. And the pain will always be there, right? But what I'm saying is, for like a whole year, I was in a bad mindset, but I kept asking myself, should I carry? Should I carry? And I kept telling myself, yes, because I'm not going to let what's going on in my life affect me and how I affect other people's lives. We all need to start taking accountability for ourselves and for our actions. We need to stop blaming material things, metal objects. We need to stop blaming that. We need to stop blaming everything else. We need to start taking accountability and saying, yes, we are the ones in charge. We are the ones responsible. We are the ones that drive this great nation. We are the ones that protect this great nation. We are the ones that make those ultimate decisions. We are the ones that choose if we are believers and if we are going to follow Jesus Christ and follow in his footsteps. And that's why I tell you guys that it is a question that only you guys can answer. Thank you guys so much. I don't really know if this video was helpful. I hope it was. I don't know if everything was even in order. I'm just speaking my mind and speaking my truth, hoping that somebody out there can benefit from that. And I'm going to only get better because I'm going to continue to come out and share my thoughts with you guys. So if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe, like the video, share the video, comment on the video. I definitely try to get back to every single comment. And like I said, thank you guys so much for checking me out, and I'll check you guys out on the next one. Stay strapped, stay safe, and put Jesus in your life in everything that you do. That right there to me is the most important thing.